हेलो लर्नर्स, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल बी क्यूरियस। हम समझने जा रहे हैं क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म। एज वी नो, लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म इंक्लूड प्लांट एंड एनिमल्स. Millions of plant and animal species are known today and more are yet to be discovered. It is very difficult to study all these separately. On the basis of similarities and dissimilarities among the living beings, they are placed or classified in specific groups. By studying the characters of particular group, one can know a lot of things about the structure, relationships, and reproduction about the organisms play in that group. Living organisms have been classified as follow by different workers. Two kingdom classification. This system of classification was given by Linnaeus. Broadly speaking, two distinct group of living beings appear different from each other, one with photosynthetic capacity, plants, and other without photosynthetic capacity, animals. Other characteristics difference between plant and animal are given in the first chapter. However, this system had the following limitation and had therefore been criticized. Euglena and similar unicellular organisms have characters of both animals and plants. Blue-green algae, now called cyanobacteria, and bacteria having some cytological differences from other organisms. So this picture showing two kingdom of living organism, plant and animal. Plant having bacteria, fungi, bryophyta, pteridophyta, spermatophyta. Animal having algae, prolifera, Platyhelminthes, Coelureta, Mollusca, Annelida, Arthropoda, Nematohelminthes, Chordata, Echinodermata. Fungi, which are usually included in plants, have some characteristics more not common to plants. Instead of two nodes in insect ingestions in animals and primarily photosynthesis in plant, now three more are recognized: photosynthetic ingestion and absorption. Copeland 1956 Four Kingdom System. Copeland design for kingdom system of classification. Kingdom Mycota or Monera organisms with incipient nucleus, bacteria and blue-green algae, now called cyanobacteria. Kingdom Protista, also called Protista, nucleate organism, true organism not having the characters of typical plants and typical animals, the red and brown algae, fungi, and protozoa. Kingdom Plantae, metaphyta, organisms with the cell wall and chloroplast, and which produce sucrose, true starch, and cellulose. Kingdom Animalia, multicellular organism which during development pass through stages like blastula, gastrula, typically predatory and without cell wall, high complexity of structure and function. However, in the above system of classification, the position of fungi with the mode of nutrition is not clear. Whitaker's 1969 First Kingdom Five Kingdom system. Five Kingdom system of classification was first at all proposed by R. H. Whitaker in 1969. Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Monera prokaryotes. The kingdom Monera includes all microorganisms with prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cell lacking nuclear membrane, plastids, mitochondria, and advanced 9 plus 2 standards flagella. They are solitary, unicellular, or colonial. Predominant mode of nutrition is absorption, but some groups are photosynthetic and chemosynthetic. Reproduction is primarily sexual by fusion and budding. Protosexual phenomenon. also occur. Organisms may be motile or non-motile. Motility by flagella or gliding. Kingdom Protista. The Protista, also called Protista, are generally single-celled eukaryotes such as Euglena and amoeba, primarily unicellular or colonial eukaryotic cells. Nutrition by photosynthesis, absorption, ingestion, and combination of these. Reproduction is sexual or asexual type. Motility by flagella or by other means or non-motile. Kingdom Plantae. The members of this kingdom are mostly multicellular autotrophs with cellulose wall and frequently vacuolated eukaryotic cells. Chloroplasts present primarily nutritive mode is photosynthetic, but some absorptive, primarily non-motile, living anchors to a substrate. Structural differentiation, reproduction, primarily sexual, rhodophyta, phenophyta, chlorophyta, bryophyta, tracheophyta, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Kingdom Fungi. The fungi include multicellular heterotrophs such as mushrooms and molds, as well as unicellular yeast with eukaryotic nuclei dispersed in a wall and obtain septate mycelium. Fungi decompose other biological materials developed from spores, lac plastids, photosynthetic pigment, and flagella. Nutrition absorptive chitin in cell wall. Some somatic tissue differentiation absent or limited. Reproductive tissue differentiation and life cycle elaboration masked in higher forms, primarily non-motile but protoplasmic, stemming in mycelium, living embedded in a medium of food supply. Reproduction asexual and sexual, both types. No embryo is formed. Kingdom Animalia. The member of this kingdom was multicellular heterotrophs with wall-less eukaryotic cells lacking plasmids and photosynthetic pigment, usually exhibit movements and develop from embryo. Nutrition primarily by ingestion and with digestion within an internal cavity, but some forms are absorptive. Level of organization and tissue differentiation comparatively advanced and complex. Secondary neuromotor system motility based on contractile fibrils. Reproduction predominantly sexual. They include sponges, coelenterate insects, birds, mammals. Six kingdom system. Many biologists today recognize six main kingdom of living organisms. In this classification, the first kingdom, kingdom Monera of Whitaker, five kingdom system is divided into two separate kingdoms. Both the kingdoms are of single-celled prokaryote cells without membrane-bound nuclei, and the sixth kingdom system is as follows. Kingdom Eubacteria. This kingdom include familiar bacteria like the ones that cause teeth or to decay and turn milk to yogurt. Kingdom Archibacteria. The bacteria of this kingdom are also single-celled prokaryotes, but they have very distinctive cell membranes. The Archibacteria live in harsh environments we would find unavailable, such as acidic sulfurous host springs, very salty takes an inferior of cow ingesting. Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Fungi, and Kingdom Animalia described earlier. In 1990, however, molecular evolutionist Carl Boyce compared the genetic structure of different cells and revolutionized our understanding of how the single kingdoms of life relate to each other based on the sequence of ribosomal RNA genes was found that the first kingdoms naturally clustered into three main characteristics he called domains. Domain bacteria contain the kingdom Bacteria. Domain archaea, this contain the kingdom Archaebacteria. Domain eukarya, this include four or the six kingdoms Protista, Plantae, Fungi, and Animalia. By comparing organisms, he could construct a family tree for all living beings. The plant kingdom. Two main divisions of the plant kingdom had been recognized since long. The old system of classification of plant is as follows: cryptogram. These plants never bear flowers and seeds. Reproduction takes place by spores. This division includes three main groups: Thallophyta, Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta. Thallophyta, they are the simplest and most primitive plants. The plant body is an undifferentiated mass of cells, not differentiated into roots, stems, and leaves, is known as thallus. Sex organs may be absent or are usually unicellular and non-jacketed. Embryo is not formed. Vascular tissue is absent. This group include algae, fungi, bacteria, and lichen. In a peculiar combination of an alga and fungus living symbiotically. Bryophyta. In this group, the plant body is more advanced than Thallophyta. Some bryophytes have thalloid plant body, leafwort and hornwort, whereas in mosses the plant body is differentiated into stem, leaves, and rhizoids. Roots are absent. The sex organs are multicelled with a sterile jacket of cells. They are the most primitive land plants which require water for fertilization and are called amphibians of plant world. Vascular tissue is absent and embryo is also always present. Pteridophyta, these plants have well differentiated plant bodies with roots, some exceptions, stem and leaves, some exceptions. They possess vascular tissue and therefore called vascular cryptogams. The sex organs are multicellular with sterile sheath. Distinct embryo is always present. Phanerogasm or spermatophyta. Phaneros visible gamos marriage. These plant bears flowers and seeds. Two main groups are included in phanerograms: gymnosperms and angiosperms. Gymnosperms are naked seeded plants. Their ovules are borne on the surface of a megasporous sporophyll. Therefore, the seeds are not enclosed inside the fruits. They have very simple flowers without accessory walls. Microsporophylls and megasporophylls are aggregated in the cone. No female cone in cycas. The ovules are differently pollinated by the pollen grains. They do not have a ovary, style, and stigma. They do not have fruits. Angiosperms. In the angiosperms, the ovules are enclosed in the ovary wall, so the seeds are present inside the fruit. These plants bear flowers with conspicuous accessory whorls. Megasporophylls is also called carpel and is differentiated into ovary, style, and stigma. The pollen grains are lobed on stigma and the ovary development develops into fruit. Angiosperms are placed into two subdivisions: monocotyledons and dicotyledons, depending upon the number of cotyledons in the embryo. A very common and widely accepted traditional system of classification of plants is all as follows: Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, and Spermatophyta. Thallophyta subdivision is algae and fungi. And the Spermatophyta subdivision is Gymnosperm, and class is Cycadophyte, and Coniferophyte, and subdivision is Angiospermy. Class is Dactylodony and Monocotyledony. Modern system of classification. Classification of plants according to Oswald Tipo. There are appropriate 3,43,225 species of different type of plant in the world, differentiated from each other on the basis of form, size, and structure. A modern and phylogenetic system of classification given by Oswald Tipo is as follows: 1942. Subkingdom Thallophyta, plant without embryo. Phylum 1 is Cyanophyta, blue-green algae nostoc. Phylum 2, Euglynophyta, grass green algae, Euglena. Phylum 3, Chlorophyta, green algae, Ulithrix and Spirogyra. Phylum 4, Crypsophyta, yellow-green, golden, yellow algae and diatom. Vulcheria, Malomonas, diatoms. Phylum 5, Pyrophyta, golden brown algae, Gymnodinium. Phylum 6, Phaeophyta, brown algae, Sargassum. Phylum 7, Rhodophyta, red algae, Polysiphonia. Phylum 8, Schizomycophyta, bacteria. Phylum 9, Myzomycophyta, Slamodophycerum. Phylum 10, Eumycophyta, true fungi. Phycomycetes albugo, Ascomycetes morchella, Basidiomycetes agaricus. Subkingdom Embryophyta, plant with embryo. Bryophyta, phylum 11. Plant without vascular tissue. Class 1 Hepatic, C. Riccia, liveoak. Class 2 Anthoceros, hornwort. Class 3 Musci, Funaria, mosses. Phylum 12 Tracheophyta, tracheata, plant with vascular tissue. Subphylum is Coelopsida, rootless, leafless plants. Class Coelophytini, order Coelophytales, Coelophyton. Order 2 Coeloptales, Coelotum. Subphylum Lysopticida, club mosses, small green leaves and simple vascular tissue. Lysopodini, order Lycopodiales, Lycopodium. Coelanginales, small club mosses, Coelanginella. Lepidodendrons, giant club mosses, Lepidodendron. Pleuromesis, Pleuromia. Order 5 Isotales, Uleworts and Isoids. Subphylum is Cynopsida, joint stem with small scale leaves. Phylum Subphylum 4, Pteropsida. Sub Thanks for listening.